The Saxton name resonates in Austin. Jim's late father, James Saxton, is a Longhorn legend, a Heisman finalist while playing for Darrell K. Royal. And Jimmy is a UT football legacy from Westlake. He has been insuring Austin for decades. He and his staff will give you old school hospitality when servicing your insurance needs.
Has been paying dividends early.
Here is Scadaboo, and this is exactly what he does. How did he stay on balance there? Look at him go! Scadaboo!
Running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws.
Scadaboo bursts through the defense on his way. Will slide down a head.
Cam Scadaboo, a name which can easily be butchered, and it has by several people, including myself. And he is one of those running backs that he and Ashton Junty for Boise State, two running backs which I've enjoyed watching. So many people, thousands of people have enjoyed watching these two. Cam Scadaboo is a guy who runs with confidence. He has a chip on his shoulder, out to prove something, that he is much better than he was recruited to or rated out of high school. And if you look at his high school tape, I don't understand why more people didn't offer him. He's vertically challenged, but he's a throwback, an old school guy. And he's quite confident, as I mentioned, and so are the Sun Devils. The Peach Bowl opponent for the Texas Longhorns are extremely confident, and they have been letting everyone know about it. And there's nothing wrong with being confident. But on the other side of the coin, the Texas Longhorns, as they enter their CFP quarterfinal, have been cool, calm, collected, and poised. And that is what's about to happen on Wednesday at noon in Atlanta, Georgia. The Longhorns back. And before we get this thing rolling, this Let's Talk About It episode, a big shout out to each of our sponsors here. Jim Saxton State Farm, Dirty Martins, an iconic Austin original, celebrated 98 years of existence earlier this year. And Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof, honest plumbing and air, where a handshake still means something. The very confident and expressive Arizona State Sun Devils and the Texas Longhorns, a very calm and quiet, confident group. Let's talk about it. All right, here we are, the eve of the Peach Bowl. It is the site, Atlanta, Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Dome, the site of the Elite Eight of college football, one of the sites, one of the major bowl games Peach Bowl has been, and it is going to host the Arizona State Sun Devils and the Longhorns. Longhorns back after playing Georgia in the SEC championship, just falling short. So they know Atlanta very well. Arizona State is not familiar with the CFP. To some, that means absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean much if you really think about it. It's all about confidence in team and who you are. But I think that is going to play a big role in this game because the Texas Longhorns last year fell just shy of beating Washington in the CFP when it was only 4 teams. So it was a national semifinal. I am Sean Clinch, the host of Stories Inside the Man Cave, and of course this series, Let's Talk About It. It is now CFP quarterfinal week, and we love it. Everyone's talking about it. It is long, drawn out. Of course, if Texas wins this game, they'll head back to Texas for the Cotton Bowl at Jerry World, not Cotton Bowl Stadium. And I'm just shocked that some people still are not aware of that it's not played at the Cotton Bowl. And that's been going on since 2010 at Jerry World, the Cotton Bowl has. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe for free to our YouTube page, follow each of our social media platforms. Now, Cam Skattebo, very confident. And I know earlier this week that the media had some questions, especially the Arizona area, Arizona State, Phoenix, Tucson media had some questions for Texas because Texas is right now the third best defense statistically in the country. Alfred Collins, the longtime defensive tackle in his fifth year, he pretty much summed it up when he was asked by the Arizona media. How do you can you tell us about this elite defense?
Turn on the tape. That's the few words I have. Turn on the tape and you will see.
I wish we had more answers like that. To the point, turn on the tape or press play if you want to. Yeah, this Texas defense will be something that Arizona State has not faced, and that is a fact. They have not faced anything like this Texas defense, and of course, Texas hangs their hat on their defense. I know it's a little different with the all gas, no brakes, Steve Sarkisian approach. It doesn't mean the offense is worse or anything like that. It just means that Texas, all they need to do is probably score 24 points a game, and they're going to win because that defense will keep opponents in check. I mean, Clemson gave Texas all they could handle in that first round CFP matchup, and they scored 38. But that defense in the end is what stopped Clemson and Cade Klubnik and that group. So speaking of the offense, the one thing that I'm starting to get fatigued by is the criticism of Quinn Ewers because he doesn't have that emotional flashiness, if you will, but the guy is a good game manager. And there's a lot of things that he does that goes unnoticed. The knowledge of Sark's offense, where receivers are, where to direct people. And he's played, I don't even know if he's been 100% since the Michigan game. And he's missed some time. Of course, Arch Manning, he's going to have his day. He will have his day. If it were another quarterback behind Quinn, I don't think he would have some of the criticism that he's received. Now, earlier today at the Peach Bowl media opportunities, media availability, Steve Sarkisian, dressed up nicely in a suit, was talking about that. And he was talking about that moment that really people, a turning point for this season. You know, you don't want your quarterback taking big hits, but it's the first down that really sealed up that game at Arkansas, and it was Quinn who tried to take on a safety. It was one of those culture type plays.
Probably could have very easily went right, went left, got the first down, and the game would have been over. And this dude decides to try to run the safety over, and it's a massive collision. Were, to me, really indicative of how much the team values him and how much he wants to win for the team. And I don't know if that's a great sign of leadership, not to answer the question, Chip, because I think his true leadership showed up when he was out and Arch was starting, and the support he gave Arch and to be with him all week long and on the sidelines to help him play the best that he could play. To me, that was the real leader in Quinn coming out. But I love that moment against Arkansas because there was some real emotion that came out of that play for him and for our team.
Interesting. Some say that maybe, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of criticism that I've never understood about Quinn. People obviously want emotion, but when he's playing, he is clearly focused. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it, but being the starting quarterback at Texas and programs like Texas, there's a ton of pressure and there's a ton of criticism either way. As for predictions, I'll say it again. I'm not a prediction guy. I'm really not. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. I do think Arizona State tests Texas early, but as the game settles, I think Texas pulls away. Arizona State, with their host of former Longhorns on that team, they're going to be amped. They're going to be physical. I think Cam does get some yards, Skattebo. And Sam Levitt, the quarterback, I'm almost positive he'll get his. But quarter and a half into this game in Atlanta, I think Texas, the composure, the experience settles in, and Texas will pull away. And let's say win, I say they win 37-13 Texas, and they move to the Cotton Bowl in the Final Four of the CFP. Hey, before we jump out of here and, you guys can continue to celebrate the holidays, hey, a big thank you this year for supporting me and this podcast and everyone associated with it. And, I wish each of you and your family, friends, a happy 2025. Go out and celebrate tonight. I'm going to with the lovely Trish tonight. We're going to have a great time, and I hope we cross paths with you. And, I just want to say thank you. Endless gratitude. And I'm overly appreciative. And please follow, share this content of all the different episodes of Stories Inside the Man Cave, and send a message. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatnot. I look forward to this thing continuing to grow in 2025, and I look forward to interacting with you. So much love, and always know when it involves the college football playoff and the Longhorns and even the Sun Devils, you know what? It's always good to talk about it.